Hey everybody, I'm Sharonda H. I'm an alcoholic. My sober date is April 9th, 2024. I'm a member of the Came to Believe group. Y'all got to bear with me. I wasn't expecting this. I'm the newcomer, newbie, baby, whatever you want to call it. It's funny how it all started. I wasn't even trying. I knew I had to get myself together when I joined AA rather. I was drunk when I called. I actually Googled you all. I didn't know who y'all were. I didn't know anything about AA. I just knew that I needed it to stop and I wanted to be better for my mama, Miss Mary, and my family, because I didn't want to. I was tired of embarrassing my family, and I was tired of myself. I was sick of myself, actually. It got really dark and ugly. So one night when I was dark and ugly drinking, I got on Google and I found y'all. And I'll never forget, Tom, he was like, are you drunk now? I was like, yes, but I do want help. And I didn't even know, I didn't remember doing it. But when I woke up that morning, he was like, let me step back. He was like, I'm gonna get a lady to call you. And she called me. I guess I didn't answer. She probably didn't think I was gonna call because I was drunk. But I did put AA in there because I was bad about erasing stuff. But when I woke up that morning and saw that I had contacted AA, I like to fell out first. And then I didn't know, I was like, well, they'd probably just forget, but no, y'all stayed on me like the mafia, and I'm thankful for that. Because they texted me, they told me who would meet me. I'm so grateful that y'all did stalk me like that. I was a little scared at first because I didn't know what I was getting myself into. But when I went into the group, everybody knows that I was shaking like a leaf. I was scared, terrified. But I'm so thankful for my little crew. Like, my family knows I talk about y'all all the time. I love all of y'all with bunches of sugar. Y'all know that. I'm thankful for the fact that when I got there, it was like I was home. I didn't know what to expect. When people started talking, like I thought it was gonna be monsters in there and stuff. Like people, when you think of alcoholics, you thinking of, you just know what I mean. And when I went in there, it was normal people. And I was still scared of y'all because when y'all came in, it was like love, and they were like, oh, and I was like, because I'm not really that type of person. But I'm a huggy person now. Like, I love all on everybody now. Y'all know. Everybody know I do the thing. And I'm just thankful because I wanted to be right. And I didn't want to embarrass my children anymore. I have children of 24, they're 24, 25, and 27. So, and I'm 45, so they definitely can see what their mama is doing. And I didn't want them to be embarrassed anymore. I didn't want to be embarrassed of myself. Because another person come out, Shaquan, when I drank, and I didn't like her. And she did things that Sharonda didn't approve of once I sobered up. She called people. She aggravated folks. So I had to make amends. I've been working on the steps, the process. It's a process, and I'm trying to keep everything in mind, not to drag. But this straight off the heart, straight off the dome. But everything about me is genuine. I'm thankful for all of y'all. That's all I can pretty much. Of course, my family know my Aunt Verdi. That's my Aunt Verdi. Thankful for my Aunt Verdi, my Aunt Yvonne. That's my little cousin Jada and my mommy. All of them came to support me tonight. I had a whole table. So it's like, I got support. I am loved. And I know that. I know that I'm loved. And then my drill sergeant over there, she loves me. And everybody in the group, like, it's just love. And like, I don't think you will understand unless you really have to be there to see that feeling. All I know when I went in there, it was like, these people so happy. Why is y'all happy? Like, have you seen what's going on out there? That's what I was like. And I was like, and y'all ain't drunk? And they won't. But they were smiling, and I said, I want it. And I joined that night, the group that night, and I've been coming back ever since. And that's my plan, to try to keep coming back and making my mommy proud. And I won't go trying like to cry. But I'm proud of myself. I will have 8 months sober the 9th of December. And for me, that's a lot. And I'm going to get ready and get off because you're not supposed to drag. And I'm going to let the next person come on. And especially my Frank Vagnoni, he is one of my favorites in the group, Mr. Vagnoni. Like whenever I see a drink or liquor bottle or something, I see his bald head and it'll make me think not to. And I told him this. He be like, don't do it, Sharonda. You know, so. But I'm done. And sorry if I kept too long.
You said go long? Good evening, everyone. My name is Frank Vagnoni.
Hi, Frank.
I am an alcoholic.
Hi,
Frank. My sobriety date, August 15, 2015, and the Came to Believe group is my home group. All right, counting down. Thank you, Sharonda. You're the most important person here. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Great food. The food that we had, amazing. Thank you all for contributing. And yeah, extra 10 minutes on the treadmill tomorrow. So yeah, I'll be grateful for that. We got November is one of those months that there's a lot going on. As a veteran, FMF corpsman, there's Veterans Day, there's Marine Corps birthday, and my mother's birthday, which is the same day, November 10th, the rock gets them. We got Thanksgiving, and we have this speaker meeting, which is just absolutely amazing. The last month of the day, the last day of the month, the last Friday of the month is Red Hawaiian Shirt Day. So this is my trademark. You will always see me on our speaker meetings in our red Hawaiian shirt. So now you've got some background on that, because every Friday I wear a red shirt. And I see a lot of red here. I'm thankful for that. I'm infectious that way. I'm glad to be a part of your life there, Sharonda, in and out of the rooms of AA. When I'm grateful for a woman that I was in rehab with. You have to imagine a blonde Fran Drescher. Yes, that is possible. And she has instilled into me, every time I hear and I say this inside my head, play the tape to the end, it's her voice. And that has gotten me through that. I think my first 2 years of my sobriety, I had to hear that going on in my brain so many times. Because I had those moments where I can't do this. I said, I can do this. And then I called my sponsor. And he said, it's okay to have these thoughts. I said, but it's better that you called me. And that is how powerful this program is, that when you can reach out and they say it's okay to have that kind of thought. Don't drink today. And that message, it was so simple, because they says in how it works, this simple program. And it is simple. Grateful for that. because it is simple. It's not always easy. It's not always easy, but it is simple. We get to practice these things, and I never knew how important it was to pray. And I'm not a godly person at all, but I am faithful. I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, I believe in whatever you want to believe in. As long as you have that faith and that you can do good, it's all good. It's okay. We live in a nation, we live in probably best thing going in the world. Grateful for that. The great Tar Heel state, North Carolina, where my wife and I decided to make our home. This is our home now. I'm a transplant, but this is our home. A lot of quirkiness. It's not quite what I was used to. It's I think Kevin said that, I don't know who had more culture shock, him or us. Yeah, some of the conveniences and where I'm inconvenienced, you know what? I'm okay with that because I can do without sometimes. Just a little bit better planning, and things aren't all that difficult sometimes. You know what makes them difficult? My brain. When I start thinking and I start doing my will and making all those wheels and cogs happen, I'm like, wait a second. Why am I doing this? Why am I going down this rabbit hole of despair, of this negativity, when, you know what? I'm not on fire. And that's a good thing. I remember he was a newcomer, and he said that to me. He said, you know what my sponsor told me? He said, no matter how bad things are going, ask yourself, are you on fire? Nope. I said, you know what? Things are going pretty good. We have so much that we have going on in the world today that it's the injustices that happen. I'm just, all you can do is shake your head and pray about it. I learned today that a childhood friend of mine has some terminal illnesses. His older sister reached out to me and told me what was going on, and I was, it's kind of it's a kick to the head. It's like, oh my God, I went to kindergarten with this kid, and he's a battalion fire chief in Charleston, South Carolina. Have you ever heard of the Charleston 9? He was the chief of that battalion where those 9 firefighters died. That was his crew. Grateful that I had him as a friend. My wife had surgery. It'll be 3 weeks this Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, and she's back to work. She blows my mind sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, can you just not do this? Then when she's in pain, she's doubled over in pain in the bed. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to leave you alone. You take your meds, do what you got to do. Let me know what I can do for you. I'm here for you. If I was drinking and if I didn't have the serenity that God has given to me, that I'm here for other people, I don't know where I would be. I don't know if I'd still be married. I don't know if I'd be in North Carolina. I don't know if, obviously I wouldn't be here, but here I am. And the power that faith in this program and that God gives us when we take that moment and say, you know what, it's not my will that needs to be done, it's your will that needs to be done. I say the third step prayer every morning when I finish my own little ritualistic prayers, and that keeps me going. There we go, I got my timer back up. Yay. The conveniences of the cell phone, I hate it, and I can't live without it. Someone said, could you live without your phone? I said, I don't know. And I think some of the best days that I've ever had at work is when I left my phone at home. Those have been my most productive days. This year has been a year of hardships and a year of being humble, having an appreciation for those little aches and pains that my body is telling me, the little illnesses that come up. It reminds me that I am alive. It reminds me that I'm sober and that I'm alive, that I can feel things. Because there are still times when I question, am I really callous? Am I desensitized that I can't even say thank you sometimes to my wife when she does something for me. That the communication that I have is not thought broadcasting, because what I'm thinking, you can't read my mind, can you? No, you can't. And good thing, because you're still sitting. Here all week. Because sometimes I get like that. I'm like, well, why don't you know what I'm thinking? Well, because you can't. You can't read my mind any more than I can read your mind. And again, my wife once said to me, a message unacknowledged is a message unreceived. That was a very humbling statement that she said to me. And now when she says something to me, I try to acknowledge it. And sometimes when she said, "Did you hear me?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, you did not hear the rocks in my head rattle." "Yes, I did hear you. Thank you." Come on, rocks in the head. Come on. Yeah, I'm wearing shorts. Thank God for shorts. There are some times in this world of sobriety that I have to look back and reflect at my step zero. That day that I knew I needed help, that I knew that this had to end, because it was not going to be pretty. That day, the last day, my first day of sobriety, when I laid in bed with, I don't know what I had. It was probably the closest thing. Any medical professionals here? It was probably close to rhabdo. I was peeing what looked like maple syrup. I was just. I couldn't eat. I couldn't drink. I didn't want to take any Tylenol because I could feel my liver swelling. I didn't want to take any Motrin because I knew my kidneys were in, like, my back was aching, my rib was aching, and I didn't want to take any medication because I was like, I need to feel this. I need to feel this. And that was the hand of God on me saying, "Frank, this is the beginning. It only gets worse from here." And that scared me. Now, a lot of the things that I have in this world is called fear. Fear that oftentimes I don't understand why I get so angry about something. And anger is just fear manifesting itself. And when I have these rages that come up in me, I have the God's will to come back to me and say, you know what? What am I so afraid of here? What am I afraid of? And I can think. God allows me to think it through now. In the very beginning, I also learned in the AA program that this is a program of action. You have to act your way into better thinking. You cannot think your way into better acting. But there's a transition there, and it goes back and forth. It's a little bit fluid where you do learn to think. You learn to think in sobriety, and you think with that sober mind, not that alcoholic mind, but the sober mind. And I think that's what's coming over me more and more, is the sober mind, not the alcoholic mind. I'm still an alcoholic. I will always be an alcoholic. Yet I can think with more clarity to do what's right and what's better. Larry, would you like something to say? Thank you. All right. Having those moments of clarity, especially when I've been angry and full of fear, I can drill down and say, all right, what was I so afraid of? And usually it's something that my mind made up. It was all in my head. Why? Where did I go with that? Because I have this thing called free will, free thinking, this consciousness that God has given all of us as individuals. And that's what makes us uniquely different from one person to another. My thought process, you know what? We have a lot of the same values, but why we have those values is individually different and unique. And I'm glad we're all here. Everybody, from the alcoholics to the family members, you are the driving force. Now, I did not get sober from my wife or my daughter or anybody else but me. Now, my wife and family, they all benefit from it. My dogs, my cats, my snakes all benefit from my being sober, because I can think like a sober person. I still have alcoholic tendencies from time to time. Still have that. I still have that will always keep surfacing, but I pray about it, talk to my sponsor about it, or I'll call my sponsor, or I'll call my old sponsor in California. He's called me a couple times over this past week, but I'm always grateful to hear from him. We have a mountain of things behind us that we can always be grateful for. We don't ever want to shut the door on our past and the things that we've done. I've done a lot of things that I am not proud of. I've also made accomplishments that I can say, you know what, I have accomplished this. And I have accomplished this because of God's will. I made the dean's list drunk off my ass when I was working on my bachelor's degree. Management and statistics, I made the dean's list. But that was not sober living. That was just I forced it. I was trying to fake it till I made it. And fortunately, before I managed to retire from the Navy, God put his hand on me on that day, on August 15, 2015, and said, wake up. It's going to get worse. And that step 0 has made all the difference. I wouldn't want to do it any other way. I wouldn't want anything to be different about who I am and where I've done and where I'm continuing to go. Because I don't know how much more I'm going to be sober, but there's probably more years ahead of me in sobriety than there is behind. I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm also realistic. I'm not going to live forever. None of us are going to live forever, but I'm going to live a sober life. And I've got 2.5 minutes to go. I can keep talking. I think my mom has been my biggest supporter in my sobriety. She's down in Georgia with my sister and her kids. I try to call her once or twice a week and talk to her. She great woman. Absolutely glad she is with us still. When it's her time, when God calls her home, that's going to probably be my biggest challenge. That will without a doubt be my greatest challenge. But I know I've got you here. I know I've got all you here. There's we all have challenges that we have to face. One of the things that I've learned in the AA program, and this is just, I kind of did it on my own, is that when I'm driving in my car, I don't make eye contact with any other drivers. I don't look at anybody. There's no point in doing that. There's no use in making eye contact with someone that cut someone else off so you can be instant karma to them. It doesn't work anymore for me. Not even worth it. I pay attention to the other cars on the road, not the drivers. And that has been such a dramatic change in my life that I don't have this road rage anymore. But I still get it. I still get that momentary, that time that one person comes a little bit too close to me and I got to get on the horn. I said, but I let it go. There's no use holding on to that baggage because that's all that ever weighed me down. And I think one of the things that I have to be also grateful for was that AA taught me that I can let go of baggage that I held on to. And those rocks, there's a book out there called Drop the Rock. It's about step 6, I think maybe. It's called Drop the Rock. But it's recommend you reading that. I haven't read it, but it's supposed to be highly recommended. So, where are we? Yeah, 10 seconds. Kevin, so grateful that you're part of my life and in my sobriety now. That we go to the men's meetings, the News County ones. The Monday prior to my wife's surgery, I was going to the meeting, and he called me. I'm 10 minutes away from the prison, and he's, you know how when you're willing to do things and you don't have to do them? Well, guess what? I said, the meeting's been canceled. I'm like, all right, I'm still an hour away from getting home, but thanks for calling. Anyway, my name is Frank. I'm an alcoholic, and I thank you all for being here.
this was a setup. Okay, I'm starting my 10 minutes. Hi, family. My name is Sheryl L Johnson. I am a recovering alcoholic. My sobriety date is March 13, 1995, and I am a member of the Came to Believe home group. And as I said, I thought it was a setup because I was just sitting there whispering to Lawrence about something to do with the meetings. And I said, well, who's the speaker? And he's like, this is when they ask home group members to speak. I was like, what? And then Kevin came over and whispered in my ear, and I was like, oh, yeah, it was a setup. I always start by taking a moment to thank the God of my understanding for keeping me sober. A day at a time. And you people. And AA for showing me a better way to live. Kevin, where are you? He started talking about his mom. My mom is ill. And I've been traveling back and forth to New York since March. Sometimes she's better, sometimes she's not. But I'm grateful that she's still here. She also is my biggest supporter. Anything I've done, recovery, businesses, men, Mom has been the supporter. She'll just be like, you need us to come and get rid of him? So yeah, I don't think the day, because I've always said there's yets, and you don't want to have a yet that if something happens, you use that as an excuse, because there are no excuses. No matter what you go through, come into recovery, come to your friends, come to your people, and let them know so that they can carry you through whatever you're going through. So I started this journey almost 30 years ago, and I haven't looked back. I haven't had a reason to look back. I just calculated my son was 12 when I came into this program, and he's 41. And I remember when I would come home from work or something, and I'd be getting on him about doing his homework, and he'd be like, meeting makers make it? And I'm like, what are you saying? He's like, don't you have a meeting? And I was like, boy, don't be quoting stuff to me. I know where I gotta go, because after you've started coming to meetings for a certain amount of time, that's all you know. Your feet just take you there. There are days, even when I come here, that I just want to sit at home and be like, I'll do Zoom. But my feet still bring me here because I don't know anything else to do. I remember I was married and drank like a fish. He drank like a fish. I think that's where I get my little two-step dancing thing from, because we'd be riding along with the cooler in the car, and something would come on the radio. We'd pull over, open the door, and we'd just be dancing. And people driving by like, look at them fools. But they also knew we were drunk. Got through that marriage. The next husband, he ended up being in recovery, so that was a good thing. Because you need to have continuity. You need to have consistency in your program. You don't need to be one day here, one day there. That's why they say get a home group, because you need people to know who you are. Like, if you don't show up, you need somebody to call and check on you and be like, well, where are you? Now, I remember my recovery started in New York, because that's where I'm from, even though somebody said the other day, you still sound like a Yankee. And I was like, what? I've been here almost 3 years. I ain't got the Southern twang yet. And she's like, no, honey, you still sound foreign. But, and I forgot why I brought that up. But back then, it's like I had, if I made a Monday meeting, because every day of the week there was a meeting. So if I made the Monday meeting, I made a home group. Tuesday meeting, I had a home group. every meeting I went to, I was part of their home group. And they were like, you don't need that many home groups. But for me, it was important because I wanted to feel connected. And it was like, just keep doing what you're doing. Because what they say, fit in, get in until you fit in or something like that. And I'm such a loner that I can isolate and just stay at home. Like, I went to New York maybe 2 or 3 months ago with somebody's anniversary, like 35 years. And as I'm walking in the room, I can hear them, that's Sheryl, that's Sheryl. And I'm like, okay. But then I'm saying these are the same people that don't call. Like, you've missed me, but you don't call. My number's the same. But I came here, met Miss Rhonda and Mr. Bill, and just talking to her, like you can hear the lingo. We know our conversation. And something said, I became friends on Facebook, and then finally I asked her, I says, you sound like, you know a little something. And she's like, yeah, meet us over here. And I've been coming to this home group ever since. And what I found different from New York was I went to New York to be part of, but I wasn't really getting what I needed. I came here and they're doing like book work. And book work is important because 30 years. But if you don't know the program, you're just coming. You're just here and not drinking. You need to be able to open a book at any given time and say, yeah, this is applying to me today. So I'm grateful for that because I'm learning that much more, even though some days I still don't want to do nothing because I'm like, I have almost 30 years. I'm tired of meetings, but I don't know what else to do. Like they say, if you don't know what to do, just keep doing what you were doing. Back to my mom, she's doing home care. They call it hospice, but all the relatives are like, should we come? And I'm like, no, because from the hospital, she got better, like gained weight, filled out, and everything. But now it seems like it's turning the other way, and I just have to have faith. This visit was particularly hard because I come in and she'll be like, you're here, now I can die. I was like, what? Then my son came and she was like, well, now everybody's here, I can die. I said, listen, you said it one more time and I'm going to use this pillow. and you won't have to do that, okay? But I know she's frustrated because she's not able to do everything she wants to do. And that's my fear of getting there and also not having it. But I know having people in my life that will check on me, that will guide me. Like if I don't know X, Y, and Z, they be like, well, call such and such. Problem solved. And that's what recovery gives you, people that can help guide you through your place in life. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate Lawrence, because I work with Lawrence now. And he ain't a taskmaster, but he can do like some stuff. But he's a good cook though. But I'm just grateful, thankful and grateful for this process because I got 55 seconds. I'm one of those people that have always said I'm not going to ever drink again. And people say, you can never say never. But I can, because I've always said also, and people say that's being arrogant, that I'm never going to let somebody have more time than me. So that keeps me here just on that premise because I don't want to say, I got one day. I'm not going to give the time I have away just for a drink. It's not that important. I mean, when I stopped drinking, I was like, look at all these flavors and colors and all this new stuff they got. But For what? Any problem I drink over is still going to be a problem when I wake up. So it don't make no sense. Yay. It don't make no sense to, what do you say, dismiss? It don't make no sense to pick up anything. And today I don't use alcohol or any other substance. I don't use people. And I try to stay away from people, places, and things, because that's important. If you're around people, places, and things, anything is liable to happen. But I know I don't go around people, I don't go to places, and I don't do things. So thank you.